This video is going to be a rehash of a previous video that I made thanks to a commenter's request, so I am obliging. Hey everybody, Ricky here and welcome to another round of Jumpstart Source Filmmaker. My tutorial series involving SFM and like how to get to work and that sort of stuff. It's been a while since I've actually made a video on this series, but I am back with it, thanks to a request from a commenter. I just want to say that this video is going to be a remake or a rehash of a previous tutorial that I made involving this video right here. I hope I remember to edit it in. Involving how to install the Garry's Mod Five Nights at Freddy's Pizzeria map into SFM. For the most part, I will just say a lot of people have found that video helpful, and I'm really glad. In some cases, some people have actually subscribed to this channel because of that. For the most part though, that video seems to be doing quite well. I do appreciate the comments and stuff, but there has been a few instances of people just not understanding it right. And I'm really hoping that this video is going to help with that. I will just say I am not with the mindset right here to be arrogant with this. I do understand that people are not always the most technically literate, that sort of stuff, or they might be a little bit worried about how to do things right, or they just make mistakes. There has been an instance where someone in the comment section has made a continuous mistake, and I'm allowed to get a little bit frustrated with them. But I'm hoping that this video today is going to hopefully fix this confusion. So I'm basically going to be rehashing that tutorial involving just a general example of installing custom content into SFM. If you already know this, you probably know that if you have SFM installed or other Valve games installed, or even just other games from Steam installed, most of those games have their own designated, which referred to as the Steam Workshop. The Steam Workshop was where you get like mods and custom content and stuff for your games. You already know this, but as you probably already know as well, there is also a method to install custom content outside of the workshop, because there's a lot of content that just doesn't exist there. For instance, you might have your own custom OC model that you want to use in for instance, Garry's Mod, in this case, Source Filmmaker. So Valve allows you the ability to do that, install content outside of the workshop. So I'm going to show you how to do that method today. I will just clarify, I am going to be doing it with my own model. Because recently I did actually commission a guy on Fiverr to port my Roblox avatar into Source Filmmaker, and this is what he looks like. Yes, he is pretty buff, please do not judge me. But yeah, I'm going to be using him as a guinea pig to demonstrate how to actually install him into Source Filmmaker. And we're going to get on with that right now. So I'm going to jump into my desktop, and here we are on the desktop. I do apologise if the screen is a little bit bright. Yeah, it's just the way I like it. Alright, but here we are, and I'm also going to bounce into my downloads folder, which is, I've just re-downloaded my file. This is probably where in most cases your file is going to be, and in this case it's archived as a .zip file. There will be occasions where the file is archived as a 7-zip or a WinRAR file, and you'll need to install specific software to extract those files. For instance, 7-zip is free, WinRAR is somewhat free. It's a bit naggy. I'll probably just recommend 7-zip, but I will link both of them in the comments below, like if you want to use those. In my case, Windows 10 and Windows 11, I've got Windows 10 right here, supports a built-in zip extractor for .zip files. So you don't need. So in my case, I don't need to worry about extracting it. It's built in. In some cases, you might not see it's there. If you just right-click and hit Extract All, it'll ask you for where you want to extract this from. And in some cases, it might even offer Windows Explorer. That's what I'm doing right now. And as you see right here, I'm already starting to extract the file. Here we are. I'm going to hit Extract, and we're going to extract it into a folder. And then once that's done, it might take a couple of minutes, might take a few minutes depending on how big the file is, if it's like just a player model, or if it's a full-on just like load of content. Maybe it's like a full-on like content pack or something that you've got installed. It will take a few minutes depending on that time. But once it's done, in most cases it happens like what happens on my screen right here. It'll pop up, and you just need to go into that. And one thing you will notice is almost in all circumstances, you get these designated folders. And they're going to be the same every time. You'll get these folders like materials, models, and in some cases, if it's a map installation, you'll get a maps folder. You'll even get things like a sounds folder or a scripts folder, especially if it's been ported from another game and it has like built-in sounds in it. So you get that organized that way. some cases you might have an example where the actual map folder or isn't actually there, but the actual files for the map are there. There'll be extensions as .bsp. Now, if you don't know how to see what file type you've got in front of you, I will show you how to enable that right now. In Windows 10, which a lot of people watching this probably don't have anymore, if you go into the View tab, you'll see at the end right here it says File Name Extensions. It says Show or Hide File Name Extensions. Check that, and you should be good to go. Now, there will be cases in Windows 11 because of the redesigned File Explorer that you want to see this, but you will see a little Options button on your title bar. You want to click on that, and out comes this little window. It was probably a slightly redesigned in Windows 11 because it keeps getting updated. But if you go into the View tab, and you'll see this sort of list of checkboxes right here, don't panic, everything is all good. And you'll see one of the little things right here, it says hide extensions for known file types. It might be slightly reworded, but in my case it says hide extensions for known file types. In this case, it's slightly flipped from the actual checkbox within the actual title bar. You just want to uncheck that. And then what happens is you'll see the file extensions for all files that you have. For instance, if I go into the models file right here, you'll see, you know, handle1.vmt and then .vtf and stuff. .bsp files are your map files, and I'll show you what to do with those in just a minute. But what you want to do though is you want to go back to the main folder where you see these folders: materials, models, in some cases maps. You want to retain these 3 folders, or even in some cases folders. Keep them there. Do not edit them or anything. Leave them as is. I'm going to show you what to do with them. All right. You might notice on my sidebar I've got a Source Filmmaker pinned right here because ease of access. But for some of you though, that might not already be the case, so I'm going to show you how to find your Source Filmmaker installation. If you jump into this PC, now everyone's computer setup is going to be different. You might have one of those setups where your Windows installation is a separate drive from your actual game drive. Maybe you've got a separate hard drive with all your games installed on it, so your setup will be slightly different. In my case, it says, in my case, I've got multiple Windows installation installed. All right, that out of the way, I tend to just install Steam in its default location, and I'm going to show you where that is. So you just want to go into local disk, in my case it's Windows 10, and you see this whole list of folders right here. You want to go into Program Files, x86, and there's a whole bunch of folders right here. You want to look for the Steam folder, alright, it's just right here, and then by that you want to scroll down to where it says Steam Apps, right here. And then from Steam Apps, you'll see in the title bar, we're navigating, so Program Files, x86, Steam Apps. You want to go into Common, and here is your games installations. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of stuff right here, but we're focusing today on SFM, so I want to go into that folder, Source Filmmaker, and then click on Game. And then after that big journey we just went on, we are here. And this is where you want to focus on. And here is the whole list of folders SFM uses for running. I will say, you can, if you want to, install your custom content into the workshop folder. I do not recommend this because that folder is designated exclusively to the Steam Workshop, and the Steam Workshop does actually check if you've got any content in there that's foreign. So if there's anything in the workshop that you haven't subscribed to that's in that folder, SFM will nag you, saying, listen, we've found this content right here, do you want to remove it? We haven't found it in your subscriptions. So don't do it. Just focus on the user mod folder. That is where you can install all the custom content you like that is not in the workshop. And we'll go into the user mod folder actually, and we'll take a look at what the contents look like. Ignore the backup folder. That is just something I put together as a backup for like old models and stuff. But here we are. So you'll see you've got some of the same designated folder names. So you've got maps, materials, models, scripts, and sounds. The same things right here, alright? Now what you want to do is you want to bounce back into where you extracted your model or your map folder or whatever it is you're installing. Find it, and then find main titular folders and stuff. What you want to do is you want to highlight everything and then hit copy on it, and then bounce back into your folder. You can, if you want to navigate between the two, or you want to do what I've just done here and flip between two pages, and you'll be in the user mod folder again. And once you're in here, all you want to do is just, in an empty space on the screen, you just want to right click and hit paste, I've already got the model installed. I forgot about this, but I've already got the model installed, so it's going to ask me, in my case, to confirm that I want to replace contents. I'm going to select no for the most part, but there we are. Alright, so in your case, if it's not already installed, you're not going to get that pop-up. I'm going to ignore that though. But if it's already installed, you should be good to go. As I say, follow this as I designate it. There is a slightly different method that I demonstrated in the previous video, where you can just drag and drop into the folder. In this case, I'm back into the game folder for SFM, so you want to be careful with this. You want to go back into the user mode folder, and you can hit drag and drop. Or what you can do is you can actually drag and drop into the folder itself. So in my case, I can just take these two folders, drag them all the way down, and then hover over the user mode folder and hit them, and I can copy and paste, and it will also do the method of copying the contents. You can do it that method as well. I will say though, just be careful with how you do it. If the model doesn't install, it's either because the model is broken or you've not followed my instructions correctly. Considering that's all fine, we're going to boot up SFM. Alright, so we're already in Source Filmmaker, and I've already witnessed for it is to, hope for it actually to work. And I'm going to load in a map, just a simple stage map, I think. Alright, so we're in the map. And here we are. So I'm going to just move the camera towards where the platform is, and I'm going to add in my player model. Alright. So if it all happens to be working all dandy and all that good, I'm just going to search TV Head, because that was actually the folder name. So TV Head Ricky. So here he is in his full glory. Yep, and yes, as I say, he is pretty big. He's a big guy. Here we are. Kind of zoomed in. I do apologise for that. Sorry for the jump scare. But what I'm going to do though is I'm going to move him back onto the platform so we can get a better look at him. And in my case, he has installed correctly because I actually had him installed beforehand, so everything's all well and good. But, as I say, if the model is installed well enough, you shouldn't have any errors. It shouldn't be a giant big error text on it. It shouldn't be like all purple and black checkerboarding or anything. It should be, full model, just working order and that sort of stuff, and you should be good to go. So there you go. That is how you install the model and stuff. And yes, it does actually work. Just sort of show you the outfit and stuff as well. Just show you how he looks and stuff. So yeah, that is my player model from Roblox. But yeah, that is how you install custom content into Source Filmmaker. I hope you found this tutorial in some cases helpful, and if you did, I would request that you leave a like on this video, and if you know people who would love the help from this video, or if you think this would be helpful for friends and family and stuff, please feel free to share this video. I would really appreciate it if you did. And if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. I am planning other content in this series. And yeah, until next time guys, I hope you all have a very good rest of your day. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye now.